sudden I was thrust into this, I was doing tours and I was doing TV shows. And, I did a movie with Rosanna Brazzi. We filmed it in Haiti. And it was like everything just took off. And I was like, oh, okay. All of a sudden I was like a kid in a candy store, everything just came my way. So so then we did the album and everything. And so that was really the solo start to my career. I mean, the blues album was the very first, but the mellow lovin' era was really when I thought, oh, this is serious, huh? I stayed in Germany for about 8 years. And
really that long?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Ich kann Deutsch sprechen. Kannst du Deutsch sprechen?
Oh, you speak German. Non-sprachen die Deutsch.
Du kannst kein Deutsch sprechen? No. So I did some acting there. I did. I also co-hosted a game show, Vier gegen Billy. That's four against the hamster. That was quite interesting. And then the dilemma I had in living in Germany was they didn't understand my church roots. It's like, oh no, don't sing the high voice. Oh no, don't sing hard. We want, they wanted that soft poppy sound, which was okay, but I wanted to sing, So I decided to leave Germany and go to England because I loved London. I just have a thing for London. I think it's the home of my soul. I just really love the place. And I used to go on weekends or, whenever, excuse me, I got a break, I used to go over to London. So I decided, okay, I'm moving to London. And just as I was moving, the head of Deutsche Grammophon, which was, Pauly Graham, he said, well, if you leave or not, I don't care, but I want to sign you because I love your voice. And I really think, because he heard some of the stuff that I had written privately. He said, I think you should write and produce your own album. And I said, really? So what we agreed was, okay, I will be signed to Deutsche Grammophon, but the A&R part of my career will be handled by Polygram International. Yeah. So in England. So so I had this freedom to just do what I wanted to do. So I did this album, No Outsiders. And it shows different sides of my voice. It really shows, the soft side, the hard side, but the soul, and also the lyrics, because I believe singing is just telling a story, and you have to tell a real story. You can't just make up stuff. I mean, some people do, but it's tired of the bubble gum. I wanted meat,
Yeah, you wanted depth in it as well.
Yeah. So anyway, so we did the album, and and then that being in England was a whole different it was a whole different story. It was a whole different setup. So then after that came the dance thing. I got this call from a friend who said, Judy, I need somebody to sing a vocal on this song. We don't have any money or anything, but would you do it? I said, oh yeah, sure. So it was Alan Cross who, he and I wrote songs together and stuff. So I liked him, and so Shina Black and stuff. So they came with this So in Love. And so I added a little piece on it, and they said, okay, we'll give you part writer, because you added, this is a click on, on the song. So, okay. So we did So in Love as a demo. And next thing I know, I get a call from EMI, Positiva, we want to put this out. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, So they put it out, and it just stormed through the dance charts and everything. Then I started doing, tours, dance clubs and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, wow, but I loved it because this was the side of Judy Cheeks that people needed to see. This was the church girl voice. Singing really strong and powerful songs, and I was actually quite happy with that. I was thrilled, because I thought, now you're getting the real girl.
Listen, I remember being at the time, the first time I was handed Judy Cheeks on vinyl. Mm-hmm. I remember at the time I was DJing over in Spain, and there was a London promotional company, I think they were called Power Promotions, and they used to send me 20 vinyls at the time. Every week you would get a load of vinyls, and you would kind of go through them, and sometimes they would make your set and sometimes they wouldn't. And then this Judy Cheeks record, I remember it, and I put it on, and I loved vocals. See, I like that big sound, so I was just straight in there.
Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out.
And so for me it was amazing, because again, I was flabbergasted with when I'm reading about this career, because at the time Judy Cheeks is making it in the EDM world, really, the electronic dance music thing, the house scene that's massive, and yet you've had 4 careers. And it's just, I mean,
I've been around a long
it's just
time.
incredible.
It's funny because Ike said on my album cover, he said, she's going to be around a long time. And I thought, oh, Ike, why did you do that to me? Because I have been around a long time.
You look amazing. I mean, you're looking after yourself. No, but you do. You look incredible, and you've got I mean, the music that you've put out there, the dance stuff, the stuff that's. I mean, so you're now hitting all these different generations, and I mean, was that intimidating for you though, or to work on dance music for a period of time?
Oh no, I loved it. I loved it. What I loved about the dance era was these young mixers and DJs, they set up their own thing. They took it, and I thought it was so wonderful that they said, hey, I'm going to take this song and I'm going to scratch this record and I'm going to make this sound and I'm going to do this and that. And they created this movement, which was amazing. The only thing I don't like about it, and I'm still kind of suffering, I mean, in a way, it's good that people appreciate your talent and stuff, but I don't like it when people take my voice, my name, and put their name on it and say, featuring Judy Cheeks. I mean, I think it's so unfair, and some have been lovely. They contact me and they say, would you mind? And of course I'm like, sure, go ahead. But when they don't do that, when they take your voice, and some of them use my picture, I think that is just so disrespectful, so, but actually music is given to us freely, the gift of making music, the art of it. We didn't buy it from God. It was given to us, so it is meant to share. But if you're in the world where you have to pay your bills and you have to live off of, I mean, you got to be fair. You've got to be fair. So I don't like the disrespect. And also with a lot of the dance records, it was really about the mixers and the DJs. It's like some covers didn't even have the face of the artist. It was, as you remember, it was a white sleeve, and it was all about, I won't call any names, but it was all about them. Okay, they started it, but you have to have equal respect. But musically speaking, I think it was probably the most exciting part of my career, my musical career, because it was like, I could just be myself, with the restrictions that the Germans put on me, keep it down, and all that. I was able to just scream, I was able to just, and performing live was just so great. It was so energetic and stuff. But, it was exciting. It was great. And then after all of that, I decided I want to get married. I'm tired of this music business. I just want to go and be a housewife. So I went off, got married, and I said, okay, I'm retired. And then I start getting all this, oh, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God. So I had a friend that I actually met on Facebook who I wasn't even aware of. He lived in South Africa, and he had been a fan of mine since he was 12 years old. He was sick in South Africa. He had what they call the tick disease, you know, and his mother brought him 3 albums home. And I was on all 3 of them. It was a Judy Cheeks Mellow Loving album, there was a Donna Summer album, and it was Amanda Lear. And I was on all 3 albums. So he I don't know, for some reason he fell in love with me. And he said that it was something about my voice that healed him. And I said, oh, okay. So all these years, you know, we hadn't met. I didn't know he was around or whatever. So he found me on Facebook, and we became very, very good friends. And he was very, very ill. In fact, he had like 1/3 of the use of his heart, and they basically sent him home to die. And you know, and I'm a believer. I prayed. I said, no, you're not going to die, you're going to live, you know. So I started writing him songs, and every day I would send him a song, and it would just, he felt, there's something healing in your voice, I feel so much good, you're giving me a reason, you know, to live. And then he said to me, but the world needs to hear these songs, Judy. You know, I'm like, oh, Sean, listen, I'm retired, I don't, you know, these are for you. No, 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 no. So he says, let's put them out, you know. So now you have CD Baby, you have all these, you know, facilities where you can just do your own thing. You can put out music. And I said, yeah, okay, all right, put them out. I don't care. If it makes you happy and it makes you want to live, you go ahead, do it. So he did, you know, he got everything together, set everything up, and we put out these songs that were not, you know, in a category of dance, soul, this, that. They were just songs that dealt with life, you know. And so the first one we put out, the first single we put out was Crying in the Rain, which I had written years ago with my friend Steve Lee and actually Randy Crawford.
If you wanna go away and you wanna go to stay, you better think about it twice and the sacrifice of what you're doing with your life. 'Cause you may miss my loving arms tonight. See, you wanna have your freedom, see, you wanna have your space. Moving out and change your mind, criticize the time you're taking. It's just your life, but you may miss my loving arms at night. Oh, 'cause life gets lonely when you got no one. Time goes slow, the bleeding comes and you're crying in the rain. If you wanna throw away,
Released it, and it did quite well. And so Sean said, you should put this out, you should put this out. So we went ahead, and Steve and I got together and we doctored it up. And so we put that out as the first single. We were amazed at the response, because I always think nobody knows Judy Cheeks. Nobody, you know, I've been out of this so long, nobody knows who I am. But you know, I'm doing this for Sean, so go ahead. So anyway, we put it out, and we got a great response. So Sean said, okay, let's put out more. So then we put out this album called Danger Zone. And again, we got this great response, and I was like, wow, you know. So it just kept. He said, Sean said to me, his name is Sean O'Shea, I call him Koo, my Koo. Anyway, he says, I believe this is what God put me here to do, to you know, the world needs to see you. So anyway, we put out Danger Zone, A Deeper Love, and Love Dancing. And the response has been great. I got some fans who said, "Oh, why don't you put out hard copies?" And I'm like, "Because nobody puts out hard copies. Come to the real world. Because when the artist is doing everything herself, then the financial responsibility is on the artist. And people who say they're going to buy the hard copies, they don't always buy the hard copies. So you end up with a stack of hard copies in your garage.
Yeah. I think
Skipping a few meals, So, and also my approach was if somebody wants, if they like the song, I don't care who the artist is or whatever. If you like the song, then get the song, listen to it. Now you can have it on your phone. You can drive in your car. You can hear, you don't have to carry CD cassettes. You don't have to carry, it's all available. Modern technology has taken over. So anyway, we kept doing that. And then unfortunately, he got sick last year with pancreatic cancer, and that just broke my heart. But so we put out 2 singles. We put out Same Pain and Within, and they were like more on the country western style. But what people don't know about gospel singing is it's very closely related to the country style, because people like, well, when you listen to the staple singers, it sounds folky or whatever. But quartet gospel singing, which is what I grew up around with my dad and stuff, they use the same basic chords. They only use 3 chords, and it's basically telling a story. So when we put out Same Pain and Within, we got a huge response from the country world. So it is what it is. So anyway, I lost my friend Sean, and so I'm going to do a tribute album to him soon.
I love praising you early in the morning. I love praising you, Lord,